Hello, everyone, and welcome to the True to Myself podcast, where, again, I'll be diving below the surface level as I talk about different things that I'm navigating in this thing called life through my grief and loss, and also just trying to figure out what this life thing is for me and understand the different person that I'm forming into every single day, because I'm not the same Linnea I was last year, and I'm not the same Linnea I was yesterday. Okay, so I'm constantly evolving. The thing that I always say at the beginning of this podcast, and I want to say a reminder to you all, stay true to who you are, know that hard times will end, and God will bless you. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about the weight of being the strong one that holds a lot of things on your shoulders and puts so much weight on you, whether that means being the strong friend, the strong daughter, the strong sibling, the strong whatever identifying thing you have in your life, but just being strong and that weight that holds for you. And also the freedom that comes with it when you finally let it go and allow the weight to be lifted off of you and not identify as being strong. So growing up in life, I think the one thing I always remembered for myself is just always being called strong, whether it was through my friends, whether it was through my family. Like, everybody around me constantly told me that I was strong, and it over time made me feel like I couldn't feel weak. Eventually, I think I was able to kind of bottle myself up and put this shell over me that just masked a lot of the emotions that I felt, because I felt like I had to stay in this image of being the strong person for those around me. And it began to be really unhealthy for my mental health. And I think recently when my mom passed, it also dug that hole a little deeper for me, or a lot deeper for me, because my mom, one thing she always told me while she was here was to make sure that I was there for my siblings, like take care of them. And it wasn't anything to put pressure on me. I think my mom and I just had an understanding of who we both were in our family and how we can be the people that a lot of people lean on for so many different things. And she knew that in some way, shape, or form, my siblings looked up to me in some way, not in like a big sister or little sister type of way. I just think that they really admire who I am as a person, and they respect a lot of things that I stand for and that I talk about in my words of wisdom that I be giving them. So it was just something that she always told me, like, I need to be there for them. So quickly after she passed, I was labeled the strong one as by my friends and my peers and my family. And I don't think that it was ever in a bad intent or a malicious way. I think a lot of time people use the phrase, "Oh, you're so strong," as a compliment or words of encouragement and motivation for people depending on what they're going through. And it started to really create an unhealthy mindset for me, because it made me have this silent expectation for myself that I could not show any emotion. Like, you need to hold your shit together. A lot of people are looking at you to be this strong force and be this crutch for a lot of people around you to stay lifted and not drown in the emotion and the grief that we're all feeling. And it slowly but surely placed me into a position of putting a narrative over myself that I can't have people around me see when I'm weak or when I'm hurting. Because if people around me see that I'm in this position of hurting or sadness or being emotional, like, it will, I feel, or I kind of still feel, it'll cause them to crumble right along with me. Like, if you see a mountain that is your sister mountain crumbling and starting to break down and fall down, like, you're gonna be like, oh shit, am I next? Like, I don't know, maybe this is just how my brain works, but I feel like if I show that I'm hurting to people that kind of expect me to be strong, that it'll put them in a position of not being able to stand up for themselves or be strong for themselves. And I don't think anybody should feel that way, but that's just how I envision it in my mind. And it's something that, again, I'm working in therapy to release that and not feel like I have to be so bottled up and not show how I'm feeling, because it's selfish to people around you to not know that you're going through things and you're hurting, because it robs them of the opportunity to be able to support you. And it's something that my mother-in-law actually told me, that what am I doing to help them by not allowing them to be there for me when I'm in need of help? Like, what does that do? That just hurts that person that is really wanting to help you and be there for you and support you in any way they can, because you're not even showing them that you need that support. So yeah, I realized that over time I started to feel like I needed to have a strong face and not be vulnerable outside of the select few of people that I have, which is my siblings and my boyfriend's mom and my boyfriend. Like, outside of those 4 people and sometimes a few other people, but it's not often. I think it's something that has really put a lot of weight on me, and I think I'm putting that on myself more and more each day as we get further away from when my mom passed. Because like a coworker the other day, she said it to me and she was like, how are you doing? Like, you seem to be okay. Like, seeing you come to work all the time, like you seem to be doing okay. And granted, I know you're probably not. Like, when you go home, you're probably like having a rough time, but like you seem to be doing perfectly fine. And in my mind, I wanted to be like, girl, you don't even know to have. Like, I am fighting for my life, sister. Like, I am not okay. I am not doing okay. But again, I have so many more things that I have to do and accomplish. And there's so much more life to live that if I allow myself to cripple and be down and depressed and not keep going through this life that I still have so much left to live, like I'm only 23, then like I'm doing myself a disservice and also my mom a disservice for all that she has accomplished for the life that I get to live today. Like, all the things that I get to do, my mom paved the way for that. So if I just fucking rip the road up and say, fuck this road, I'm not gonna keep going it through life, like that would just be so much more worse, in my opinion, for the trajectory of my future in my life. So like, the true breaking point for me pivoting from feeling like I had to have this strong face but also not being able to show emotion, it's still hard for me to this day, but I am now learning the real importance of showing how you are feeling and letting people in and see within those cracks when you do start to break, because it makes them feel seen. It makes them feel acknowledged for the things that they feel as well. Like, recently I put out a video of truly where I'm at in my grief journey, and the feedback and the response that I got just from family members, peers, like just in general, like it warmed my heart to be seen and feel heard for the scary emotions that I feel and the things that a lot of people don't talk about often. And it gave a lot of other people the space to be like, wow, I feel this too. Like, I am glad that you said this, and I'm glad that you're speaking these words, because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm not the only one feeling like this. And I think through therapy as well, like I'm working through what has really caused me to do this to myself and what has really put that pressure on me to feel like I need to be strong. And again, I say, like, I think it's one, people telling me that, but also a lot of people don't know this, and unless you're really close to me, you might know this, but my mom was a single mom, and my dad hasn't been in my life my entire life. I'm 23. I've probably seen him, I can count on my two hands the amount of times that I've seen him and had an interaction with him. And it's not to say, like, there's just so many layers, and I'm not going to get into that for this episode because it's really irrelevant for all the reasons why he's not in my life. But I think that fear of abandonment and knowing that if I put my trust into people and allow people to see me at my lowest and see me be vulnerable, I feel like it's going to hurt me a lot more that I open myself up to that door of the possibility that somebody can easily walk out of it. And it's so scary to me to be so open and honest about how I feel with people and know that there's a possibility that they cannot want to be in my life forever. Like, nobody is required to stay in your life, and telling somebody your deepest, darkest secrets and your scariest thoughts, and then knowing that they don't have to stay here forever. Like, it's not like you gonna die if you leave my side. Like, that is fucking scary. And I think it's the beauty of knowing that it's okay either way. Like, it's scary for sure. I think that is a natural human response to be scared and fearful for that. However, if that were to happen, it made me grow a lot more as an individual for opening up and talking about scary things and being expressive for the true emotions that I feel, rather than bottling it all up and holding it internally and making myself become more bitter and rotten inside because I'm angry and I'm hurting and I feel so much guilt for how I'm feeling. But also, I have the right to feel the way I feel. My feelings are valid, but just, it's such a push and pull of just knowing that it would make me feel a lot better to get it off my chest and to talk about it. And even if somebody were to walk out of my life, it still allowed me to grow for even being open to doing that. So I think it's something that I'm still learning. Like, again, I say, I'll continue to say this, like, therapy has really helped me learn just all the layers for what I feel and how I got here. And I was having a really tough battle and feeling very alone after my mom passed because I felt like I couldn't talk about how I was feeling. That scared feeling of being vulnerable really had me turn into this turtle. And I still have not really shared a lot of my true emotions and deepest, darkest secrets with my close friends because, again, like, I don't want to be a burden on somebody else when I know that they have other things going on. And again, I'm learning to not be so close-minded when it comes to things like that. Like, I think that is the true, like, meaning of friendship, is allowing people to be there with you in those moments of where you don't feel capable of being there for yourself, or you don't have the capacity to be there for yourself. Like, that's why you have friends, and that's why you have loved ones to lean on during those times that when you're hurting and you feel like you can't pick yourself up. Like, call that friend, say, hey, I need you to come over here, like, I need you to be with me. Like, and I think I have a really hard time asking for help as well, because again, that fear of abandonment that I have, the person that hurt me the most, that shouldn't have hurt me the most, that was their own selfish decision, and not every person is like that. And I'm trying to work through that and be more comfortable with being uncomfortable with that, because the person that you're supposed to trust, your dad, not being in your life for his own selfish reasons, makes me fearful of being okay with opening up to somebody who isn't even in that same capacity, not even a parent, not a spouse, not a nothing, just a friend, to be there for me when I'm hurting, because I'm scared they're gonna abandon me. Like, that is a whole therapy session right there, girl. Like, what? And again, I say it's something that I'm still trying to navigate and figure out. But back on topic for being the strong one, I realized that I don't want to be strong anymore. Like, I don't want to have this feeling that I can't talk about what I'm feeling, or tell people when I'm down or when I'm sad, or if I'm quiet, say why I'm quiet and not just say I'm fine or I'm okay. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to carry this weight on my shoulders that I can't be vocal about the scary things that I'm thinking in my head. Like, it is something that I stopped giving a fuck. Like, I have been okay with posting on Instagram and saying, like, I am not happy. Like, Linnea last year would never do that. Linnea last year would not tell or start a podcast talking about things like this. Like, it's something that used to scare me, but I think I realized that life is so short, and the things that you hold bondage in your heart and don't release into the world will just captivate you and not allow you to truly be as outspoken and as open that you want to be. Because if that's something you truly want to do and you don't want to bottle these things up, or if you feel like you just need to breathe and let this shit out, like, just say it. Like, granted, depending on who you say it to, it may not fall on the right ears, but who gives a fuck? If I had to say it and I needed to say, I feel like shit today, I'm not happy, I don't want to talk to you, please just leave me alone, you can say it respectfully. Like, respectfully, I don't want to talk to you. But that's okay too. Like, I need to be okay with letting people know where I'm at. I think realizing that I don't want to feel these things and don't want to feel this weight, it allowed me to be able to lean on people like my siblings. Because even my siblings, right after my mom passed, I was scared to talk to them about the scary things that I was feeling and all the what ifs and emotions that I had around my mom's passing. And being able to open up with them and talk to them about the sad thoughts that I have, and when my mom's really heavy on my heart, and just lean on one another and really grieve our mom together, truly helped me get through this time. Like, and I couldn't imagine it any other way. Like, I don't know where I would be today if 4 months ago I didn't pivot and say, no, I'm going to talk to my siblings about the sad feelings that I'm having, and not hold all this stuff in and be so sheltered for my own thoughts and emotions. And it allowed them to be able to speak about the things that they're going to. Like, I think I realized that the more that I talk about how I'm feeling, gives other people the opportunity to talk about how they're feeling, because a lot of people are feeling it probably the same exact way as me. Granted, not surrounding grief, or even if it is surrounding grief, maybe not grief of a parent, maybe not grief of a loved one, or even if it is, but a lot of people are grieving and losing things left and right that aren't so grand, as far as losing a mom or a dad, because people lose homes every day, people lose jobs every day, people lose resources and things that keep them going every day. Like, think about recently, people lost their freaking SNAP benefits. Like, that was something that was true heartbreak in our country. And just to see the community lift each other up because people were saying that they needed help, and being okay with being vocal about needing help, was such a beautiful thing to see, because it just shows you that the more you talk about what you're in need of, the more people can step in and be there for what you need, or talk about what they need, and vice versa. And you guys can be there for each other. Like, it's something that I learned. Like, you being more open about what you're going through allows other people to be more open, and you guys can now help each other out. And you wouldn't even realize that y'all can help each other out if you didn't just open your mouth and say, I need help. Like, I need help is the freaking scariest 3 words that I have been able to say. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's so frustrating to me because it's such a simple statement, but it has so much weight on it. And that part is so weird to me, and it's something that we have to really push through and get out of. But again, I think also leaning on my siblings allowed me to understand that I can lean on people outside of them and know people want to be there for me, and allowing people to be there for me will also allow me to be there for people in the way that they need me to. So yeah, I think today and where I'm at currently is just redefining what strength means for me, because not only is that word strong so decapitating and makes you feel like, damn, like I don't feel strong, but I don't feel weak. Like, it makes you feel like you have to be one or the other. So taking that word strong out of your vocabulary and redefining what that really means, like showing pain, being open, being honest, being vulnerable about what you're thinking and feeling, has really made me realize I'm resilient. I'm not strong. I'm not this word strength. Maybe the strength is at the bottom of it, but I don't want that to use that to describe my identity of who I am as a human being. I don't want to be strong. I want to be resilient. I want to be able to get my ass up and keep pushing through the things that I'm going through and not allowing it to hold me back. Because strong means that, think about in the gym. This is a great example. If you go to the gym every single day for 30 days and then you don't go for 30 days, you don't have that same level of strength that you had on day 30 when you were going to the gym consistently, and then on day 60 when you didn't go to the gym for the last 30 days. You will lose that strength over time if you don't keep it up at a steady pace, and then it creates burnout. It creates all these different things of not feeling capable of getting up and doing things that you want to do because you have this expectation that you need to fulfill of being strong. But being resilient means that even if you are going to the gym every single day, but then you do have a bump in the road where shit, I can't go today or tomorrow, that's okay. I'm gonna be able to get back up on that day after that I had to take this little rest, and then get back to it and know that I can get back up on my consistency and being more determined on making sure that I don't just allow myself to go cold turkey and not be striving for the things that I want to do. That's resilience. Being able to push through the things, that obstacles that are thrown at you in life, and being able to get back up and keep going without allowing it to break you down and make you be stagnant in your journey of life. Like, that's what I feel has defined me, being resilient, and also being more open with sharing the things that I'm going through and sharing my story as I'm still working through it, has allowed me to be more open and be more soft and be more true for the version of myself that I am today. And I think when my mom passed, I was trying to still be the old version of me, and that is no longer the Linnea that I am. I am not the Linnea that I was at the start of 2025. I am a completely different girl, and I need to start learning who this girl is. And I think I'm starting to understand who she is a little bit. I think I know the things that Linnea likes and the things that Linnea doesn't like, and the things that she's like learning about the people around her, and how she is so quick to show up and pour so much of myself out without pouring into me first. And I had to shift that perspective and now pour into me before I pour into anybody else. And if I don't have the capacity to give all myself out, or not even all myself, if I don't have the capacity to be there and sit with somebody and what they're going through, I simply just won't do it. Or if I do it, I know that I'm going to need a few days to recharge, because my social battery and my battery of capacity is a lot lower than it used to be. I used to be at 150% 24/7. Now, Monday I'm at 75. Tuesday I'm at 60. Wednesday I might be at 40. Thursday I might be at 25. Friday, I'm pushing to 0. But by the weekend, I need to be able to recharge. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be able to recharge myself and get myself back to a place that is still fulfilling what I need to get done. Because again, at the beginning of this year, I was always on go for being there for other people and pushing myself past the limits of my capacity. And I'm understanding my true capacity of what I can and can't handle, and not allowing the pressure of expectations to make me feel like I can't say no, or I can't say I can't do this. So yeah, slowly but surely, I'm starting to learn how to release that pressure of needing to be strong or needing to be the strong one around people by choosing rest. Like I said, like choosing to show up when I can and do it without guilt. Like, even being a person that has been in the gym consistently recently, the past few months, like my body needs rest and I need to stay in bed and I need to rot. I'm giving myself that. I used to not be able to take a rest day. Like, I used to be like, no, I cannot rest, girl. I need to be on go. If I stay still, ooh, the freaking brain cloudiness, the anxiety, the my little anxiety the little thing from Inside Out, hence from last episode, the little Inside Out thing in my brain is spiraling. She running around the keyboard, she knocking shit over, she punching joy, she kicking happiness, she kicking sadness, making her cry, she bringing the anger up, telling anger, why you not angry, you need to be. Girl, she's causing a ruckus in my brain. And I need to get control over and grab her by her neck and say, no, I'm not allowing you to spiral and mess up my life. We're going to take a rest day. We're going to sit in bed. We're going to eat some ice cream. We're going to rot and charge that battery at least 25% to get through the next day. Because all the time I can't get back to 100. 100 will be a grand thing to be at. And I don't think I've been at 100 in a long time. But that's okay. As long as I'm above 50, I could survive. Okay. But yeah, I think over time and throughout this episode, I talked about a few different things, and knowing that pressure and intention behind saying you're strong can be misconstrued and make it be less of a compliment and more of a responsibility for somebody, because you don't realize by calling somebody strong makes them put that in their brain. At least for me, I've internalized it and made it be like, okay, all these people look at me like I'm strong. Well, fuck, now I can't be weak. Like, now I can't cry. Now I can't be sad because they're looking at me to be strong. If I fucking waver on that and not stand in the way that people are perceiving me, what does that make me look like? Like, I'm a fucking, like, what's the word? Like, I'm a fraud. Like, if I'm not strong all the time, I am a fraud. That's how I felt the past, I don't know how many years of my life. But within the last 7 months, 6.5-ish months, I'm learning that it was something that was really crippling me rather than helping me. And it made me start to be a turtle shell and shy away and ghost people and not talk to people and go MIA when I felt like I wasn't being strong, rather than just telling people I don't feel strong. I feel weak as hell. I feel like I want to freaking cry my eyes out every 5 seconds. I'm not okay. I'm not happy. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to feel these things. So, yeah, I think another thing that has really helped me as well is having this podcast, because it's allowed me to put my thoughts in a place that feels like a diary and feels like a space for me to connect with other people that may be feeling these things. And even if you're not feeling these things, at least it got me the ability to let it out of my head and put it somewhere that feels safe and secure, because I have the ability to put out what I feel comfortable putting out, and also allowing people to know that the things that have helped me is just XYZ, depending on the topic. Like, my thing with anxiety, the thing that has helped me was going to therapy and working through those thoughts and emotions that when they came up, and checking them and changing the thought based off validity, and knowing that some things I can and can't control. The pressure of being strong, like, the thing that has helped me is saying, I don't want to be fucking strong. I'm going to show you how I feel and tell you how I feel. And if it wasn't the expectation of the strength that you thought I had, whoop-de-doo, I can't fucking help you. Like, I don't feel strong. I'm not happy today. Period. And yeah, so I think this podcast has become a very safe space for my thoughts. If you couldn't tell, I just go on these completely different tangents and rants, and it's fun and it's exciting, and it's something that I feel safe to do. And it feels like this has been my thing that I should have been doing a long time ago, but I'm not even gonna ridicule myself for not starting it sooner, because it's also something my mom told me that I should do she told me the last few years actually that she wanted me to start a podcast. So that's why I'm doing it in honor of her. And touching on the title one more time, True to Myself is something that she used for herself and was something that she embodied and always reminded us and herself was to stay true to who you are. Period. So we're gonna go ahead and close out this episode here and just do a little outro. I know you guys are familiar. If you listen to my last episode, I like to do a journal entry and also just reflect on different things that I talked about throughout this episode. So I just want to remind everyone that the strength and the things that you feel that hold you together should not be measured about how well you can keep your shit together, but about how well you honor you and the true feelings that you are having in that moment, and knowing that staying true to who you are will get you so much further than trying to be like other people expect you to be. And I've talked about a lot of different things that has really helped me, and a lot of different things of me pivoting to where I am right now. And again, I want to do a quick journal entry for all the listeners out there. I want you to write this down and reflect on it for yourself after this episode is over. And I will be answering this question for myself, but I want you to ask yourself, who in your life can you be honest with about how you really are feeling today, whenever, or just in general? Who can you be honest with? I think over the past few months, the person that it was for me was my brother, because a couple months ago, I had a situation where I was just extremely overwhelmed with a lot of the different things that we are navigating behind the scenes with my mom's passing, and I was really having a hard time. Like, I was very emotional. I was crying. I was like on the verge of having a panic attack. And normally in those moments, I'd call my boyfriend or I'd call my sister and I'd tell them how I was feeling. And I did start to call my sister because my boyfriend was at work. I didn't want to bother him or bug him, but I started to call my sister, and I ended up hanging up the phone because, like, in the moment that I was dialing her number, I was like, I'm going to call my brother. I don't know what came over me. I just was like, I'm going to call my brother. And I called him and he answered, and I told him about how I was feeling and like how scared I was and how much different weight and freaking emotions that were coming over me in that moment, how overwhelmed I felt. And immediately after he heard me out and was listening to me speak, he started to give me advice, and it was a complete 180 for how I was feeling before we got on that call to after. And it was a reminder to me that I can lean on my brother, and it doesn't always have to be my sister or my boyfriend, because I think over the years of my life, from being a child up until now, like, I didn't want to let my brother know how I was feeling because I didn't want him to worry. And I think part of that was me knowing how overprotective he is over me. Like, my people with big brothers or older siblings know how overprotective your older siblings can be, and my big brother is the most overprotective brother I know. Like, he does not play about his sisters, especially me, because I'm the baby, and I didn't want him to be worrying about me and not being able to get through his own day-to-day. I didn't want to be a burden on all the things that he already has going on. But it made me realize that not giving him the opportunity to be there for me in those moments does him a disservice as supporting me as my big brother. And it made me feel so much better, and we were able to talk, and he was able to pull me out of how I was feeling. And I think it was so beautiful, and I think my mom would be so proud to see us have that exchange, because one thing she's always told us growing up is we only have each other. Like, at the end of the day, when the freaking world crumbles, like, your siblings are going to be the ones that will have your back through thick and thin, and those are the only people you can rely on to do that. Like, everybody else, people change, people switch up every single day, but your siblings are the ones that are going to stand by your side, because I know my mom, she instilled in us that the 3 L's, the 3 angels, her top 3 babies, like, we will be the ones that will stick strong together, and we will have each other's back through whatever we may be going through. So yeah, I'm just so glad that I had that. And yeah, so for you, I want you guys to think about somebody in your life that you can lean on and let them know when you're hurting, and allow them to be there for you when you don't really feel like you can be there for yourself, or you don't have the capacity to hold yourself up. Who can you call? And again, I like to close out this episode with another reminder, and the last reminder I'm gonna give y'all, I promise, maybe not the last one, don't quote me, but know that falling apart doesn't make you weak. Crying doesn't make you weak. Those 2 things make you human. And it is such a beautiful thing to be having all these emotions and be able to share them and express them. And this is why this community is going to be a space that I'm creating to allow people to be uplifted and know that it's okay to have these emotions come, and it's okay to be in a vulnerable state with one another. So as you answer your journal entry, if you feel safe or you feel comfortable enough to share it in the comments and put who you are going to be calling and leaning on to let them know how you're really feeling when you don't feel okay. Or maybe it's going to be something that you want somebody that can be there for you. Maybe you don't have somebody in your inner circle or your personal life, and you want to use this space to have someone to lean on and talk about things that you're going through. I want this community to be an outlet or an opportunity for you to find someone that you can lean on during those times. And yeah, if you feel safe and you feel comfortable leaving that comment, I wanted to create an open discussion for everybody who listens to the True to Myself podcast. But again, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful to have this space to share the things that I am navigating with you all as a young 23 little G. That was so cringe. Why the hell did I just do that? I don't know what's coming over me. It's like I get a mic and I start saying shit that doesn't make sense. Like, you're over here just making up shit, Linnea. Like, come on. Get your shit together. But yeah, I just want to thank you all for being here and thank you all for allowing me to share this space with you. And I'm so grateful and blessed to be able to have this opportunity to talk with you all and touch anybody that's listening in any way I can. And again, like I always say, I pray you all have an amazing rest of your day wherever you are. And until next time on the True to Myself podcast, I love you all so much. Stay safe and God bless.